Hi everyone, welcome to another live Facebook video. Last time we talked about how you find the root of your health problems. How do you get to the root? And today I want to talk about what happens when the root is something that you can't change, like a stressful season. So I'm not talking about stress when it comes to, self-inflicted stress, like staying up really late because you want to watch a movie or taking on way too much that you don't need to be doing. I'm talking about like a new mom or a overwhelmed student, people like that who are just in these situations where, maybe the situation itself is great. I mean, a new baby's great, a degree is great, but in the moment, in that year, however long, it's just so overwhelming. You're just wondering, how do I do the least damage to my body during this time because I can't escape it. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And I do have notes on my computer, so I'm going to be flashing my eyes over there. So we're going to talk about some psychological strategies and some physiological strategies, that's just the difference between mentally, getting yourself in a calm state versus things that you can actually do, physical changes you can make. So number one, you probably won't like, especially if you are in a stressful season. No one likes to hear this, but sleep. Sleep is so important, and prioritizing sleep is incredibly important, not just for short-term health, but for long-term health. So naturally, this is the thing that goes first when you're in a stressful season, and I completely understand that. However, if there's a way that you can look at your schedule, look at your day, and prioritize that, shift things around, try to go to sleep a little bit earlier, try to take a nap during the day. Anything like that can help so much. And if you're having trouble sleeping at night because you're just so anxious or whatever, I do have a free sleep guide in the group, so you can go check that out and download it. So that's number one. Go to sleep, prioritize sleep as much as possible. Number two is avoid unnecessary stress. Every single opportunity you have, say no to things, at least for right now. Ask for help. Don't engage in political debates on Facebook. Only do the necessary things and trim off the unnecessary things from your to-do list. Number three, take small breaks throughout the day. It can be really overwhelming. A lot of these de-stress tips tend to be pretty involved, which seems to be totally against the point of de-stressing when you're so overwhelmed. But if you take 5 or 10 minutes to go outside, that accomplishes exercise, getting vitamin D, breathing fresh air, taking deep breaths. That's enough. If you can just do that, that's great. Write in a gratitude journal, make some tea and take deep breaths while you're drinking it. Take a bath. These are kind of cliche, but they actually do create physiological changes as they're making you slow down, take deep breaths, get out of that fight or flight state if that's just stressed out, chronic stress state. Another thing is there's actually an app that you can download called the Calm app. That's just helps you practice mindfulness and helps you focus on where you are instead of being distracted by all the anxious thoughts just for 10 minutes. It can really help you set up for the rest of your day. So that's number three. The last one is number four, support your body in times of stress. This one's a little obvious, seeing as I'm nutrition obsessed. Eat nutrient-dense foods. One of the biggest struggles I see with people who are so stressed out is that, of course, you want the convenience foods. You want to grab and go. You don't have time to cook, things like that, which is understandable. And that's where I'd say to invest a little bit of time in preparing so you can support your body, because when you are under stress, you need to be supporting your adrenals and your brain and other organs with the nutrients they need to keep you going. They're just trying to keep up with you. So if you starve them of nutrients and just eat something for the calories, which of course you need, that might work for a while, but long term, definitely going to have consequences. So nutrient dense foods, let's see, also eat enough and eat a balance of macronutrients. This is not a time to go low calorie or low carb or low fat, or I don't really know if people go low protein, but that will just make everything worse. If you are going low calorie, low carb, especially as a female, it absolutely sends your body into even more of a stress state, because that's just how we are. Our body sees that as, oh my gosh, we're in a famine and I need to react, and it just creates this huge stress response, just compounding on to what you're already going through. So make sure you're eating enough. It's also not the time to start an exercise routine. When you're in a stressful period of life, yes, exercise is very good, but it is technically a stressor. So it'd be much better to opt for yoga or walks or something more gentle, and save the, crazier, more hardcore stuff for some other time, if at all. Also, I hesitate to say this because I know people don't want to hear it, but don't overdo the caffeine. Going back to the whole illustration of a Band-Aid and a quick fix, that's one of them. And okay, if you can't get through the day without it right now and you don't have any time or mental space to think about detoxing from a dependence on caffeine, that's fine. Just don't think about it. But you need to know that it is just a quick fix, and over time caffeine enhances the secretion of cortisol, your stress hormone. So that's all I'll say about that. I'll link to a coffee post I wrote a couple months ago, and you can read more if you want. Let's see, just a couple other things and then I'll let you go. I would definitely recommend getting your vitamin D levels tested if you haven't done that already, because vitamin D is actually a hormone, and it's incredibly important, especially under periods of stress when you want to keep your immune function strong. And then consider supplementing with it if you find that your levels are low. Let's see, the last thing is, though I don't advocate for just supplementing blindly, I would recommend considering and researching a B complex vitamin and maybe vitamin C for adrenal support. And I'll talk about adrenals more another time. I'm actually hoping to do a video series on adrenals in this group. It's just such a huge topic, especially for our culture right now. That's just so go, 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 and we suffer from so much fatigue that can then lead to so many other things down the road. So yeah, that's all I have for you today. I hope this was encouraging instead of overwhelming. I'll link to that coffee post, and please feel free to ask any questions. I know this can be overwhelming when you are in a stressful season to just hear about more things that you can do, but I hope, and maybe if you are overwhelmed, just think about the things that you can take away. And just see it as an opportunity to support your body as it's trying to help you through this. So anyway, have a great day.